The immortals are quite busy these days. Dionysus has become aware that you were instrumental in freeing Theseus from the underworld.
Well, it was never me. It was Hercules did it.
Because he needs Theseus's help. Who knows? Maybe if you can convince Theseus to help Dionysus, the god of the vine might reward you.
Ooh.
Unlike Dionysus, Artemis is completely fed up with mortals. It seems that a goddess cannot bathe anywhere anymore without some mortal peeping at her.
Ooh.
The goddess is so completely
Love it.
that she's decided to release her entire collection of oversized stags, boars, horses, lions, and hares into the world to vent her fury on all mortals.
If you ever find yourself in need of Theseus' help, you should know that his hall must be located close to the city's palace. After you build the hall, right-click and see. Thanks, game. I think we know that by now, being as this is the 4th adventure in. But hey, let's see what this city brings. Ah, right, we're here again. Funny really, I thought we were going to Colchis. Anyway, I'm Jingo, welcome back. And if you managed to make it through the last episode with the incredibly high voice of me, Jingo, breathing into the microphone and causing all kinds of feedback, thank you for powering through, and here we are. When you joined us last, we were being invaded by Styphalus. Still not getting any better with these names. Oh, Mount Ida, that's new. And in fact, where's Taernum gone? The onions moved. Never mind. Lemnos have got stronger and less friendly. And Naxos, or a little stronger but friendlier. I wonder why Lemnos don't like me. I mean, I gave the wood and the fleece, but it's you know, it's not my fault. Styphalus are furious, but I don't know if the army that threatened our city is on its way or not. And I'm a little bit worried because Hercules, of course, has disappeared. He's nowhere to be seen. So a quick refresher to this, we've got to fulfill a forthcoming quest. It's a refresher for me because I actually recorded the mission briefing in the last video, which was last night. But I do remember, if nothing else, the wolf whistle that happened here. The goddess is so completely disgusted that she decided to release her entire... Oh, no, there we go. Unlike down, blah, 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 blah. It seems the goddess cannot bathe anywhere anymore without some mortal peeping at her. And, well, that was a nice surprise. And they had a bit too much fun with the recording of these, I think. So I've got to fulfill a forthcoming quest and protect the city from the Caledonian boar, who is not a dull Scotsman, but is a... I quite like that joke. Nobody else did. I did. So, on the off chance that I am going to be invaded, I think if I can, I should be able to, but I'm going to build a wall around this, what I guess you can call a settlement. I'm also going to do it because I think it's going to be Theseus that defeats the Caledonian boar. Because I'm sure we defeated the Caledonian the Caledonian boar before. With a lot of galore, the Caledonian boar before. And yeah, it was in the Thebes scenario, which is going way back. But I'm thinking I'll build a gatehouse, towers and the likes, and I can't measure anything anymore. Theory being, I'll place this here like this, going up to, oh, I don't know, there. And then if Theseus demands it, I just change the trajectory of the wall to encompass his palace, which is going to be near the palace that I'm soon going to place down, because
I am Athena.
Oh.
Worship me, and a sacred grove will grace your city.
Oh, it's just an advert. Oh, that's disappointing. I thought something might be happening then. So I think I mentioned previously that I don't think you can do much about silencing ambitions without silencing those messages without losing critical stuff about what's going on, such as like heroes arriving, stuff like that. So I can build a palace, but by the looks of it I can't build a tax collector, because the game just doesn't want me to have money. Not this episode. So I'll have it like this, and I will finish the wall, because that's just a little daft. And hope they don't come from this direction. But if they do, or if Theseus comes back, I will then spend what little money I have encasing the entire city, apart from perhaps the docks. I can put a gatehouse there and a gatehouse there, and leave the piers outside as well, and then have quite large docks over here. But I can't really afford that at the moment. I could also do with getting some fleece. What I might do is stop selling that, just so I can get my domestic supply going. Give these chaps a chance, because they've got to go all the way across the city. So I think he's going to complain about being Sisyphus, isn't he? Oh no, these people don't complain. Well, that was weird. I must have clicked outside the game area. I'm playing this on windowed mode, because apparently full screen mode makes everything crash. In case you were wondering why in this video and all the previous ones there's little black bars at the top and the bottom, it's because I'm having to sort of record a certain amount of the screen to hide the Zeus and Poseidon taskbar. You probably didn't notice until now, and I am loath to speak your name by Jingo. I'll change the record. Agapenio of Styphalus. I mean, sure, you're going to attack me, but now I've got Rabble. Well, am I a vassal? Yes, I am still a vassal. For all the good it's doing him, I mean, I'm not providing him with anything. Unemployment is 7%. I'm producing all the... Lemnos sells more wine. I didn't think they sold any wine. It'd be nice, but I can't buy it. But what I can do is I can sell olive oil once I build a temple, a temple to Athena, which is not a bad shout. Buys fleece, cheese. So olive oil is about the only viable export I've got that's worth 3 digits. I believe it's worth 160 drachma. This is like a poor man's The Price is Right. No, wine is worth 160. I don't know how much oil sells for because it doesn't exist and I can't make any. So scratch that idea. We'll just have to get by on our third world resource-based economy. No manufacturing for us, just taking rare resources straight out of the ground. What I will do is, I'd quite like to build a bridge, but I also don't want to delete too much in the way of forest to build it, because that kind of defeats the object. But if I delete that and then put that across there like that. Oh, what happened there? City needs more workers. Ah, fleece shortage. Don't go too far. Oh, jeez. Oh, everybody's selling it. Everybody's selling wine now. You'd have thought it would have got cheaper, but no, it's still 160 and I still can't afford it. Because I can't produce anything that's worth more than 60. 70, I think the fleece is 70. No, fleece is 60, wood is 75. Is there really nothing? I'll just have to wait and make some more cheese, I guess. But only when the economy's recovered.
Hello, friend. Fulfill this quest.
Oh, right.
And you'll be the
Dionysus.
toast of Olympus.
The Horn of Amalthea. Thanks, game, for providing the pronunciation for me. Just leave it for me to butcher it. Fills with whatever the owner wishes, and I, Dionysus, want it. Only Theseus can retrieve the horn for me. Sorry, only Theseus can retrieve the horn for me. Only Theseus. trying to get the emphasis right. Joyous news by Jingo, our philosophers have won the Isthmian Games and are proudly wearing their wreaths of dry wild celery. More commemorative monuments. I'm going to slow the game down because that was a bit fast. Right, the palace is there. Hero's Hall for Theseus is there. He's not going to like it because it's poor appeal, unprotected. He wants 32 slabs of marble. Oh, that's going to be expensive. 16 amphorae of wine. That is also going to be expensive. Ooh. Oh, that is going to be costly. Theseus, could you just do us a solid and stop being so picky? Why on earth can I build a large Apollo statue? Yeah, I'm not going to question it. There we go. Right next to the palace. Do you like that? It's good. Yeah, he likes that. Picky fella. Now he wants walls. I can give him walls. That's like breaking my voice then, was just when I was thinking the cost of it. Because walls are expensive. Everything's expensive. It's funny really, this game, it's a bit like Pharaoh in that respect. It's like, you spend most of the game, it's like a lot of games of a strategy type. It's like you have to eke for resources until you get to a certain point and then suddenly it just explodes and you've got more than you know what to do with. So at the end of the scenario, you're usually you've got so much. Horrors by Jingo, because they want more land to call their own, an army of rival Greeks of Agapenor, leader of Styphalus, is approaching and will try to invade the city in 2 months. If you are defeated, you will never rise again. Dearest by Jingo. Oh, come on, Lemnos. You pick your moments. One of my sanctuaries has collapsed into a heap and I need 12 planks of wood to rebuild it. Please send me wood within 6 months so the gods do not take offence. I can do that. I can't do that. Why not? It's there. What if I tell it to not sell? There you go. Well, that's the trivial matter. We've got the more important matter of being invaded / appeasing Theseus. So we stick a wall around there. Probably not the best idea to have all the farms outside, but as long as the granaries are inside, and we've got enough food for 11 months, so, you know, it'd have to be quite a hefty siege. But point taken, I think I'm going to build another granary for that 120 drachma, which I really can't afford. And I can build Hermes Refuge as well. Perhaps I get Styphalus off my back, but I don't mind. I'm all right now because I've got my Rabble, and I fight with Rabble alarmingly well. It's like this human wave Soviet Russian system. Just throw enough men at the problem until it goes away. Works for me. It's cheap on armor as well. That is expensive, and I don't know which I want to look at. Well, at the moment I want to look at drachma and not population, but there will come a time when population looks wealthier than the 320 with population looks better than the 2576 of the current city funds. So bring that across like that. And I can't remember how much time I've got before Styphalus invades. It's probably 2 months, because this game is really ungenerous when it comes to whatever. It didn't take long for all those trees to grow back. Oh yeah, in terms of like warning you about invasions, I've yet to have one where it's given me more than 2 months notice. You compare that to Pharaoh, and there's a mission, the first war mission in Timna, in Sinai, where you first introduced to copper and fought some recruiting. You're given 18 months before the Bedouins first arrive. It's like, that's so much time that you're liable to forget. Right, how do you feel about that? Fine. How do I feel about paying for towers? Not as fine as Theseus feels about the wall. However, it's probably prudent. So I will have to double thickness that. Oh, I put it the wrong side. Oh. That's I really can't afford to be so picky with the aesthetics, but you know, if you don't, to show you that I really care. I mean, it's one thing to play around with aesthetics when you've got tens of thousands of drachma in the bank. It's another one to worry about it when you've got hundreds. It shows how much I deeply care about how nice my city looks. Because Theseus cares as well. I have a feeling, and I really hope they come from this direction, because this is what I'm geared up for. I also hope they don't try to do anything on this side here. Although, to be fair, the only thing they're destroying there is my fleece supply. And if these chaps are doing the job properly, we'll have plenty of fleece inside the city walls. And should have plenty of food and stuff like that. All set up for a siege situation. Now, how much does a tower cost? 120. I mean, it's still cheaper than a granary, but yeah. Oh, that hurt.
You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a
Did not enjoy that. But at least it'll help with the unemployment situation, if indeed there is one. I imagine there will be one when everybody moves in. You need more access to culture venues. Like what? Probably a podium will help. Ah, I see why they're getting, because they're getting not only a gymnasium, but they're also getting competitors. Still, there's only so much you can guarantee that, so we'll have a podium somewhere like here, next to Theseus's house, or the Hall of Theseus. Quick coffee break there. What I ought to do is mute the microphone when I take a gulp. But I'm not muting this microphone again, because that time I had to redo the first... Oh, in 1 month. I am ready. Bring it on. I am not ready. Don't bring it on. Right, we'll man the towers, which will destroy all our employment prospects. It might be an idea to just put a hold on the timber industry. In terms of industries that can be put on hold, timber's first, because it's got a stockpile. Fleece is probably another one that can be put on hold, and then cheese, and then after that, I don't know what else. I don't know who's employed where.
I love the smell of freshly cut fleece in the morning.
I couldn't comment. I've never smelt it. But Yeah, you never know. The only fleece I ever encountered was after it's been highly manufactured and in actual garment form. I've walked through fields of sheep before though, and that's not that doesn't smell nice in the morning. Determined to destroy the city. We can't bribe them, which is a bit worrying. We will fight to defend the city. Cheeky beggar. He's in the process of invading us and now he wants wood as well. Right, what have we got? We've got them appearing in the wrong direction is what we've got. So much for that. Where are they? Hold that thought. What? That's just typical, isn't it? That is just typical, and there are a fair few of them. I'm not overly concerned. I can send one group in there to be like a suicide squad, and then the other bunch can just throw rocks at them while their comrades are taking spears to the gut while wearing no armour. I'm fine with that. Don't worry about it. You know. Oh, that's fine. However, it won't be fine if I don't actually bring these people to battle. There we go. And we have a employment situation that is significantly worse than it was prior. So we'll shut down wood and fleece. That's manageable. I think I can maintain that for a while. So there's a sheep over there, isn't there? So these shepherds keep wandering across the map. But that's not what's important at the moment. What's important is we're being invaded, and if we don't defeat this invasion, we lose the game. But focus, by Jingo, focus. Battles, fighting. Yes, but you can't put a battle into a spreadsheet. I mean, you can. You can put it in where you're recording casualties and commanders, just dispatched forces. Okay, there's quite a bit more there than I thought there was. So what I'm hoping is, and can I rotate them so I can fit more of them in a line? Yes. Can you fire over walls? I hope so. Can I thicken... What I'd quite like to do... Don't know if the game will let me now because the troops are a bit close. Build a quick cheeky tower there. Let's see if we can't do something similar over here. Just so we can get a few hits on them, because as wonderful as my Rabble are... you're right, lads. Oh! Oh, that's... he's got cavalry as well. Ooh. Ooh, Right, I think we've got to go full tower defense game. It's perhaps a little bit gamey to be able to build a tower so close to the action. Like they're just over there, I managed to build quite a sturdy tower. But there are a lot of them. Where did he get all them from? He's only got 2 shields. Now would be a good time to have Hercules. Perhaps I shouldn't have achieved the last mission quite so readily as I did. I should have spent money to keep it under 3,000. And oh, here we go. The towers are doing their bit. Perhaps I was right first time. But that is a lot of horsemen. And the sneaky fella's staying out of range. Perhaps I should have paid him tribute, but it was hard. Go on, you beggar, get into range. And you, fire faster. Ah, now I'm too close to enemy troops. Oh, well, that's something. Okay, so apparently you can't fire over walls. At least those towers will do some damage. That didn't go to plan. This is not going to end well.
I'm Hermes. Worship me, and some of your citizens will taste my speed.
Now is not the time, Hermes. This is really not the time. I don't think we've taken anybody out yet. Ooh. Oh no! No, we've taken one of their rabble out. Oh dear. I think we need more bodies in this fight. Oh, I heard a horseman go down. That's one. Now is not the time. Right, that's almost everybody. It looks like there's a company left. Barely. That's nice, Lemnos, but now's not the time. Right, we've taken out the cavalry. It's the old tower and rabble defence.
You call that an invasion?
My grandmother could defeat that army.
Well, I like your I like your confidence. Although, to be honest, it's actually looking pretty good now. Is this a point where it all goes downhill? Now I've said that. I know they're fleeing. What are you fleeing for? We're winning. Pick your times to run away, don't you? There's that statue of Apollo. Perhaps we can fire the arrow on that. That'd do some damage. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm quite pleasantly surprised with that. I did not think that was going to go quite as well as it did. I thought I was going to have to restart this, and then in restarting this I have to go back to the beginning of the first episode and try not to upset Styphalus, or whatever his name is. It's time to celebrate, by Jingo. The Greek forces from Styphalus and its leader Agamemnon sent to plague us have been thwarted by our brave soldiers. Nice! Right, get back to work. Like, pretty swiftly. We are very short on employees. Actually, that's not too bad. And you look at that, minimal property damage as well. Nemean games have begun. Oh, it's all good stuff.
I have come down from Mount Olympus.
Now, am I still a vassal of his? No! Freedom! Oh, good stuff. Right, we can go concentrate on the mission now. I seem to remember, in Emperor, you can't win the mission if you're a vassal. So I'd have been stuck on that last one for quite a while. But, I don't know, it depends how many people Hercules can fend off. I'd like to think it's quite a few, but there were... That was a sizable invasion force. Right, I've got some money. I don't want to spend it though. Right, let's do some calculations. So how much wine do we need? I've got 6. I need 16. That's 10. So it's 1,600 spent on wine. We'll get 12 because that's how... No, we won't get 12. What are we talking about? And then there's a lot of marble that I need. 32 slabs. Oh, and we've got 6. Well, I tell you what, Lemnos, old buddy, old pal. Since I gave you all that wood... Ooh, Naxos, old buddy, old pal. How would you like to give me marble? I can give you fleece. Also note that the Caledonian boar hasn't turned up yet. With the best of luck, I'll get Theseus in the city before the Caledonian boar becomes a problem. Oh, I need to turn the stables back on. Styphalus. I don't owe you anything. That was it, I was going to turn industries on because there's a lot of unemployed people. So wood, fleece, everybody back to work. And there's still quite a few people. So what I might do is actually making use of this rotation function now. It's like, oh, this newfangled technology that's been around since the days of this 2D, 2.5D isometric view, like late 90s. And I'm like, oh, that's new and exciting. Oh, we were just talking about you. The Caledonian boar is in the city. Lemnos buys more wood. Actually, that's not bad. But what I wanted to do is I want to see where this Caledonian boar is up there. Oh, that's I hope that's not going to be a problem. Theseus, old buddy, old pal. How would you like to help your old pal buy Jingo now that he spent his entire exchequer on wine for you? That's not much of an exaggeration. I'm down to my last 980 drachma. Well, you know, I was worried about that sheep that was the sheep over here that will be causing a problem to these shepherds and their routing. I don't think that's going to be a problem now. They're going to get eaten by that boar. Quite right. So I was going to expand the cheese industry, but I'm not so sure it's a good idea now. Yeah, because the only place I can expand into is into the boar. So we'll just sit tight, and if people get... Oh, that's why. There's a lot of unemployed people. Fittest contestants came in second. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Naxus. You can have a whole bunch of fleece. I know you like that. Why is that collapsed? Actually, more to the point, is the wine gonna collapse? Right, so 15% unemployment. How can I translate that into jobs? Well, not just jobs, into money. Oi.
Every man and goat for himself. Run!
Not every man and goat for himself. You're a goat herd. You're there to protect them. So that's your job. Now, what I am thinking is we're clearly managing to sell most of the wood we produce. So a few more. The problem I have is that, again, I'd go for that timber, but there's a Caledonian boar in the way. Right, now I can buy 12 slabs of marble. And I think I can afford that. $84, 840 and change. Reasonably comfortably. I only had to beg for supplies once. Lemnos, you're really going for it. You sell a lot of wine. I'd be inclined to beg for some from you, but I don't know for what purpose. I could give you wood in return. In fact, looking at this, I don't particularly need to expand a great deal. A couple more timber mills will see it. But you'll notice...
I am Athena.
Cheers.
Worship me, and a sacred grove will grace your city.
I'll think about it. We sold 30 out of 36, and it's October. I imagine we're going to sell this 4, and then there's another 2 there. So these 2 are actually superfluous. But it's nice to have a bit of a backup, because people will be wanting to get through, to access my supplies for free. Styphalus might want some. If he does want some, I've got 2 fingers for him. Yeah, like that. And I guess now we wait. Ooh, that cheese, that made me a bit of money. Not a great deal, because that Caledonian boar is eating into my profits. How do I log that on the balance sheet? Boar attacks. So that's a loss of assets of 1,000. I know that's not how balance sheets work. It has to be a profit loss account, and then you have like an asset sheet. I seem to remember from business and economics back at A level that your assets and your liabilities have to like match up, and I'm not quite sure how that works. But then again, it was quite a while ago. I got an A in business and economics, so I must have known at the time. Anyway, let's not talk about me. Let's talk about the game. In fact, let's continue to talk about me. I got a handy new office chair today, so I can actually sit on something that isn't a piece of garden furniture with some cushions on. So I'm able to sit with some relative amount of comfort. So hopefully, can whoa, that Caledonian ball is really going for it. What was I saying? Yeah, I can sit with a reasonable amount of comfort, so I can do these long streaming sessions. Well, not streaming as such, but streaming the video and then passing it up and putting it onto YouTube. And I don't have to worry about twinges. It's great stuff. Naxus is grateful for fleece. Not that you can tell, they're still sympathetic. Now the problem I have here, aside from the fact that those goats cost 10 drachma each, was it 8? Oh, yeah, it was 10, the right first time. Anyway, you can stop, whoa, stop buying marble now. Because now we can send for Theseus. And it's depressing to see all of that just disappear. But Lemnos is a good friend of mine. I wonder if I can ask him nicely for some wine and he'll just give some to me. That's weird. Oh, there it is. I just can't see. Maybe what I want to do first is give him some wood. To that end, some more timber mills would be a good idea. It's just I don't know quite where to put them. More timber. More timber. Well, I'm reasonably content with things. Also, are these people crossing over there? I think they're actually going through there, aren't they? Where's that Caledonian boar gone? I've lost it. I can hear it. Oh, there it is. It's wandering through the city. Get out! Go! Shoot! It's charged through the gate. It's expensive, that is. It's you and me both, pal. So we'll rebuild that at a reasonable cost. Rebuild it before Theseus gets here, else he'll feel like he's been lured on false pretenses.
There's nothing left to fear now. I'm here.
I'm here. I'll help solve your problems. And there he is.
I can't believe this city would let a hero go hungry.
Yeah, well, the boar and the goats. I have a fair point. Where is my food? Yeah, in case you didn't notice, Theseus, we've had a bit of a problem with the food supply. Insofar as a goat keeps them coming in and eating it, and eating the people.
You have matched me as a ruler. Your city is superb.
That's better. More of that. Flatter me. Styphalus launches another invasion. In 3 months, but never fear, because Theseus is here. And I've also found, and we already know that the Rabble are up to the job. I wonder if they arrived in the right direction, the Caledonian boar would fight them as well as fighting me. That is some good, solid fighting scenes. But to be honest, I actually prefer this. I was trying to play Rise of Legends the other day, and although it's a nice game, and I do like the idea around it, it's basically the Rise of Nations 2, but set instead of in the real world, instead of a fictional world, with a bit of steampunk, Vinci civilization, 1001 Arabian Nights, Aline, and then some other one. I never got that far in the campaign. But there's two problems with it. One is that it's not got a
I am a
Shut up!
Worship me, and a sacred grove will grace your
If I didn't build it the first time, I'm not going to build it now. What was I saying? There's the counter system is a bit non-existent. That was a dairy, wasn't it? And also, it's so zoomed in. Like, I'm trying to look at things. I'm trying to get a feel for the battle. And you can't zoom out any. Yeah, I get it, Styphalus, you're invading me. But first I've got to put the dairy in there. So I actually much prefer the original Rise of Nations because A, it had a proper counter system that you could grasp and it was fairly easy. It's like heavy infantry defeat cavalry unless it's unless it's horse archers that do well against heavy infantry, and the light infantry do well against archer infantry do well against heavy infantry. You know, it's solid, it's clear, and it goes through the ages for all civilizations, all times. Whereas I was looking through the sort of the manual and sort of looking online for guides, and I couldn't find a solid way that with your solid infantry, your backbone infantry of, say, the Vinci, I don't know what you're supposed to do with them, because they're not good against anything, aside from the fact that you can attack something en masse. Still, that's neither here nor there, and given that I'm talking about a game that's nothing to do with the game I'm currently playing, that last tangent there was only relevant to, I don't know, a third of the audience, 10% of the audience, if that. But somebody somewhere, who chanced upon this video, who was watching this because he likes Zeus, Master of Olympus, but was thinking at the back of the mind, it's been a while since I've heard anybody talk about Rise of Legends. That guy, and it is a guy, because I've looked at the analytics of this channel. I can't remember the last time I had a girl watching, but it was a few years ago. So it's pretty short. That guy is going to be like, this video is for me. I've got my fill of Zeus, and I've satiated my conversational need for Rise of Legends. And to that hypothetical person, you're welcome. It was a pleasure. Anyway, back to the game. I'm being invaded, that's right. So 5% unemployment. It's going to be even less because I'm soon going to man the towers and call upon everybody to defend the city. Now, you're not getting another commemorative monument. So yes, that's going to be a puny invasion of 750 drachmas, but I will fight to defend the city. And they're actually turning up where I thought they were going to turn up first time. Where's Theseus?
You have matched me as a ruler. Your city is superb.
Did I mention in the last playthrough I was playing with Athens that for most of its history, and at the time of the Trojan Wars, it was considered just a Mycenaean backwater, and it actually rose to prominence really quite quickly. But for most of Greek history, it was just hillbillies, just on the Attican plains. It's of no great consequence. I might mention that again when I'm doing the Peloponnesian run. This time with the Spartans, you know, the actual victors. But I'm curious as to how well Theseus does on his own. Can I just leave him to it? And also, where is this army? Ooh. I didn't know you'd already requested them. Actors managed to bring its audience to tears. Unfortunately, they were performing a comedy. And perhaps they were roaring with laughter, like tears of laughter. It is such a thing. Right, I don't remember you actually requesting that. Perhaps I was busy at the time. How strong are heroes? Can you defeat them? Oh, that was a bit weak. And we got a commemorative monument out of it. So these unhappy people can get a second monument. I wouldn't normally, but like in the Athens run, I seem to be drowning into commemorative monuments. One for victory, one for happiness, one for scholars. There's probably several for scholars. And oh, I don't like not being due north. That's better. Right, with that invasion force defeated, I can send Theseus off to do my bidding. Off you go. Off you pop. And in the meantime, I can see what I can do about future-proofing this city. Because it's usually a good idea to think ahead. Just, like, build up a stockpile of things you might need. Oh, come on, Naxos. There was a lot of food. So I've got a feeling at some point we're going to have to build a sanctuary to Athena. Or sanctuary to somebody. So should be thinking about stockpiling marble. Or like requesting marble now in the hopes that when it comes to this mission again, the attitudes will reset. But I'm not going to do that because my allies are pretty annoyed at me. Tell you what, Lemnos. It's the end of the year, so why don't I give you some bonus wood? There you go. And Naxos, why don't I give you some bonus... Whoa. Some bonus fleece. Oh, we've got plenty. There we go. Weird really that you have to turn that off in order to make use of... Oh, thank you. That was like there was like a certain genuity. I can't words today. A certain... I'm trying to think of like a word for genuineness, and it's just escaped me. It's terrible. But I genuinely meant it when I said that. Thank you.
Dionysus is indeed quite grateful that you have helped him retrieve the Horn of Amalthea, and there may be still more reward from Dionysus in the future. The god has been spotted on Sickle Island, the home of his beloved nurse, Macris, and he has been overheard saying that he is preparing a place for you, if you want it.
That sounds a bit debauched, but I don't have any say in the matter, so off we go to see Dionysus and his nurse. Just a bit weird. Anyway, well, let's see you in the next mission.